Hey, yo, episode 187. I would say it in Portuguese, but Caesar's not here right now, and I don't want to flex on him. Caesar's going to be coming in shortly, but it's episode 187. We Made It podcast. Caesar just put a message for me in the Zoom chat. I should read it out loud and say his social security number. Um, Episode 187, We Made a Podcast. We made a podcast.com. We made a podcast on Twitter. We made a podcast on Instagram. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We're much more active on there. Obviously, we don't have very many followers because Caesar got our Twitter taken down some months back. So we're started back from the bottom on Twitter. I think because we have such low follower numbers on Twitter, other people probably don't take us serious. I'm like, it's still us. You still search our old tweets; they're still there. But it's all good. Yeah. So follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and make sure you're subscribed and following us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It'd be nice if one of you people left a review on Apple Podcasts. It's been the same number for a very long time. And obviously, we have the best football show in the world. So if you listen on Apple, go ahead and drop a rating and a review on there. You're like, man, these guys are really good. Shout out to Dro. He left us a really good one. I feel like that was 2 years ago. Anyway, we made a podcast. Got a lot to talk about today. Obviously, big news. Your boy Frank Lampard was sacked. Got the big fired from Chelsea. Brought in Thomas Tuchel, the number one failure upper. Definitely going to get into that. Also, we're going to continue our tactics conversation. Oh, also follow us on YouTube. We're going to continue our tactics conversation. Go back to episode 186. At the end of the episode, we did discuss the, what do we call it? The episode name was Tactical Conspiracy. We did talk about some myths surrounding the term tactics as it pertains to this sport. And we're going to continue that conversation today because we weren't able to last week. Also going to talk about some transfers that happened, transfers and loans. We got a few that went down in the past week or so. And if Caesar ever comes back, we'll bring back UFC Ceez because there's a big fight between was it Conor McGregor and what the hell is the other guy's name? Doorman or something? What the hell's the other dude's name? Conor McGregor and Dorchester, I guess. Anyway, I'm sure Caesar watched that. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna get into it by myself. Frank Lampard was sacked. Wow. Did y'all see that coming? I did. I've only watched Chelsea a few times this season, but the last time I watched them play before he got fired, it was really, it was like he tried to implement. It was like he tried to implement like some kind of tiki taka thing. It was like he's trying to play like Man City, and it just like didn't work. It was like It was like those games when Man City looks just so annoying, like nobody's ever going to shoot the ball. Um, that was how Chelsea looked the last time I saw them play. And I don't know if that was like based on his exact what he wanted to do, or if that's just like what the players ended up doing. But yeah, he's been sacked. Chelsea was in ninth place when he got sacked. I want to say they also like crashed out of the FA Cup or something like that, and maybe that was the reason he got fired. But I mean, there's so much to say about it, and I kind of want to wait for Caesar. But yeah, they were ninth place. Um, hmm, should I get into this now, or should I wait for Caesar? You want to see your thinking me about poor man. Uh, okay, I'll just get into it right now. Chelsea, like, I don't know what the hell they've been doing as far as like getting players. For me, they have too many of similar types of players, and I think Caesar and I talked about this previously. Okay. Oh, I forgot. I forgot somebody in this too. I wanted to bring how old he was. You have too many of a similar type of player. Like you can't just keep on getting the same type of dude. Like, and you already have them already. Like you gotta invest in different types. Damn, he's 27. Um, so you got Christian Pulisic. You got they just recently got Kai Havertz. You got Mason Mount. You got Hudson Odoi, and you just got Hakeem Ziyech. And honestly, I kind of want to put no, I can't put Timo Werner in there, but like kind of a little bit. Like you can't be having the same kind of like the same type of player that plays in the same like region of the field. Like why are you just getting these guys? Like you're not making your team better for real. Get somebody that can cover for Aspilicueta. Get another center back. Well, they got Thiago Silva. Get another left back. Who do they got over there? Emerson. Um, get some more like defensive minded midfielders. They got Kovacic. They got N'Golo Kante. I guess N'Golo Kante's been hurt. Um, but I just felt like they're like the players they were getting was like this is really weird. You're getting just all players that play like attacking offensive type players. And I don't know what you're going to do with that. It's not like you're going to play like a 3-1-5 formation. Then you got like Tammy Abraham, Olivier Giroud. Like it's really whack. Like the buying of players. I don't know what's up with Roman Abramovich. Like I don't know what's the deal with that guy, like the owner. I don't know if he's involved with buying the players or not, or whatever. I kind of want to stop saying buying players. Owning players. No, I'm just joking. But it was weird. And also, like, they're all young guys, kind of. Pulisic's 22. Kai Havertz, 21. Mason Mount's 21 or 22. I think it's 22. Hudson Odoi is 20. I just found out that Hakeem Ziyech is 27. That was a big shock. I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. And, you know, these are also not like goal scoring guys, although they play in the same kind of area of the field. So I don't know like what they were trying to do really. Anyway, they brought in Thomas Tuchel to replace him. Being a big PSG follower and following a lot of the PSG related media, I remember it. Thomas Tuchel being hired at PSG. Oh my God, he's a genius. He's brilliant. I mean, it's interesting. He only spent 2 years at BVB. He won the cup. And that's fine. There's not big expectations at BVB. But I'm like, okay, well, he was coaching Mainz before that. Then he went to BVB only for 2 seasons. Was he a genius there? Like, okay. You beat Bayern in that cup, like I think I want to say the semifinal. That's dope, but like I don't think that makes you a genius. I can't really remember what kind of football BVB was playing. They were having good players at that time, though, for sure. They got Ousmane Dembele from Rennes. I think they also got Rafael Guerrero back then. So like there was some good stuff going on, but like I don't watch Bundesliga to say like there's anything genius about what he did there. But coming to PSG, I was never really impressed with anything PSG was doing. I think that, I don't know if I'm able to blame him for this or not, but he just generally relied on the individual brilliance of some amazing players he had. You got Neymar, you got Mbappe, like, what are you gonna like? You got 2 players that can handle the ball and get around players at will. He had Cavani there too. You got like a very competent center forward. He had Icardi there scoring goals for him at some point. You had Di Maria there, like also somebody that can make moves, get around people. You got those 3 players specifically, really good playing on the counter. I never really saw any kind of tactical brilliance. I seen PSG win games like 3-4-0, and all their goals were like there was no like oh, wow, look at that build up to that goal. I mean, and not to say that happened every single time, but I saw that a lot with Thomas Tuchel. So I don't really know what he's bringing to Chelsea. I tried to read some article talking about Thomas Tuchel's tactics going into Chelsea, and I'm just like, it must be nice that a coach has some dude in the media just making up stuff for him. Like I'm sure Tuchel don't even be saying this stuff. Like, and we're gonna get into tactics later, but yeah, I wasn't very impressed with him at PSG. I don't know exactly what happened with him at PSG. It wasn't really like a rift with the players. I think he got along with the players. There was definitely, it seemed like some rift with the upper management. I don't know exactly why, but it was weird that he got fired. You know, after just getting to the asterisk Champions League final the season before, you know, you would have thought that he'd stay there. Did I say Champions League? Yeah. And barely losing to Bayern. Like, it's not like they got destroyed by Bayern. They played well against Bayern. And you know, PSG is doing pretty decent this season so far. It's coming off COVID, and they played the Champions League final. I don't really understand firing him and then bringing in Pochettino. But he, in a lot of ways, failed up to Chelsea. And we'll see what happens, obviously. But I'm not really rating him as a manager, and I don't really see them doing anything too crazy, Chelsea as a team. Let me look up to see if who they're playing in Champions League, because I'm fairly sure they're still in. But let me see who they're playing. Probably some whack-ass team. Oh, they're playing Atleti. Ooh, okay. They're playing Atleti. Interesting. I wouldn't have watched that match. What the heck? I wouldn't have watched that match before, but now I'm interested. Oh my God, I can't even look at these Champions League matchups. They're so bad. Like literally, these Champions League matchups are so terrible. Oh my God. I'm literally only going to watch Barcelona PSG, and now I'm going to watch Atleti versus Chelsea, and I'll probably watch Real Madrid. But this is really terrible. And honestly, I'm only watching Chelsea just because Tuchel now, and that's just for journalistic reasons. If it was just to watch the game, I absolutely would not. But anyway, I feel like Drew would have been good for that. Anyway, Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel did play today. He did manage the team for the first time today. There was a 0-0 draw against Wolves. Chelsea had 79% of the possession, 92% pass accuracy, which makes me think there was a lot of like 6 feet away passes for no reason. They had 14 shots, 5 on target. It only seemed like there was like maybe like 2, possibly 3 like really good chances. But, you know, I guess I gotta wait for the tactics talk. I'm coming up on the tactics talk right now, so I really do need Caesar. I mean, I don't need him. Like, I get it cracking by myself, buddy. I'm saying, if he don't come, I mean, but it's annoying because I got questions. Okay, let me talk more about is this Caesar? No, it's not. Let me talk more about bringing in coaches this season, because I do feel somewhat strongly about firing coaches in a season like this. I feel like that's really just like a bad idea. Like, you're firing a coach in COVID season. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, also, you're probably going to have to pay this person, but I guess we'll actually get into that more when Caesar comes back with some tactics. But to fire a coach on a season like this, I just feel like it's very impatient and hasty. Like, just wait till the next season. Like, wait till things can get like, wait until May or like the end of the season, so you can kind of like see where you finish and get it cracking. Find you a new person, not like in the middle of the season, dude. Like, what are you expecting? If any team owner like, do they really think that? I mean, okay, actually, I take that back because maybe the coach isn't getting along with the players in the locker room, and that's different. Because although you never know what's true, I did see some rumors about Frank Lampard having issues with players. And I can see that being the case. I mean, we saw that when it came to Thierry Henry at where was it? At Monaco. Was it Golovin? There was somebody who came out and was like, Thierry Henry was really mean. I can see that happening with like a younger coach who was also somebody who was like a skilled goal scoring player. Obviously, Frank Lampard was a midfielder, but he scored goals. I can see like that young guy who's like not that far removed from the game being like, for lack of better words, just being an asshole. Like, and especially you were a star, like putting the onus on players to perform like how you did. And you're looking at somebody like Mason Mount or Pulisic and being like, this is what I would do. And like, if you're still really like, you're not that far removed from playing, and you were somebody who was really good, and you also were a goal scorer, you're gonna have like an extra hard stance on these players probably. And obviously I'm just saying probably. I don't know if that happened necessarily, but that's something that definitely could happen. And I wouldn't be surprised because that's exactly what what's his name, whoever that was, said with Thierry Henry at Monaco. If you're gonna have somebody like a player who just retired a few years ago was gonna like coach a good team, you gotta have really good players on that team. Big shout out to Caesar, whatever that was in 2018, probably, whenever PSG fired, was it Unai Emery? Probably. And Caesar was like, why don't they get Thierry Henry? And I was like, that's brilliant. They should get Thierry Henry. And we were saying it then. Like, if Thierry Henry goes and coaches a team with players that are like not that good, he's going to be frustrated looking at them like, why aren't they as good as me? And trying to like put his skills on them when they're not as good as him. But when you, hold on. Let me just finish this point and I'll bring you in. But when you have, if you have a player like a coach who's just closely removed from the game, coaching really good players, then they won't be as frustrated. But anyway, we got everybody's favorite Latin American, aka South American, aka south of the border, aka west of the Prime Meridian. Caesar is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Had me thugging it out by myself.
Sorry about that. You held it down. I heard you over here talking about a snowman or something like that, and
I don't know what they do.
I was listening to the show. I do want to say I agree with your Chelsea points. I thought it was ridiculous that Chelsea signed like 7 cams. I was like, what's their objective here? Like, are you playing FIFA or are we actually being manager mode? In FIFA, you can run a crazy formation, have 3 cams. That's cute. But in reality, you're going to have no offensive structure with that many people. I thought that was the issue. I was like, oh, cool. They got Zayt. I'm like, and they got Havertz? I'm like, and you Pulisic? I'm like, wait a minute. What are we doing here?
Caesar, literally, I'm not even joking. Like, this is not even a joke.
Yeah.
This is not an exaggeration what I'm going to say right now. Mason Mount and Pulisic are the same guy, and Hakeem Ziyech and Kai Havertz are the same guy. These two are the same person.
I don't know what you're expecting, like, tactic-wise, if you're going to even have a dream of making tactics if you have 3 of the same dudes. Also, there's like 100, it's like 85 lefties on there. Like, what are we doing right now? That was just, it's just, I almost feel bad for the players because of, Jesus Christ, dude. Because a player like, let's say Hakeem Ziyech, right? He leaves Ajax, and I thought he was the most slept on player on that team. Finally gets out at 27. He finally gets a dip down. Whoa, giving me. What's the Argentinian dude that was 44?
Gaetan.
giving me Grandpa Gaitan vibes. You know, Grandpa Gaitan got out at 31 from Benfica. I mean, he damn near had a pension plan there already going. So when you see Zike, it's like you almost like I personally, even though he was wild, I was a fan of him. So I'm like, that'd be cool if like now he gets like that position like on a top club after they did work during Champions League. You're gonna go on a team with a damn near 15 other cams. It's like, what the hell am I in another system? Like what's even the point? So I can imagine there's probably some frustration with the ball movement. It's just weird. And even their players behind that kind of require some ball too. Kovacic kind of likes dribbling the ball. That's already frustrating. He's a deeper midfielder. So you can't have him and other two cams on your team. It doesn't work like that. You need to have players that are positioning correct.
Caesar, you know what?
Is an easy hire for like the easygoing fan, but I think someone that really knows the game knows that. I think at this point we know that Tuchel's just kind of going to work what he has with what he has instead of someone that's going to bring in a regime. He's not really a regime guy.
Okay, you know what's good. I'm actually glad you brought that up because we'll see you later, then asshole. I'm joking. Caesar said, "Oh, you want to ask me something? Peace out, black." It's actually great. I want to actually talk about unmute your mic. I'm glad you brought up the needing the ball thing, but you know what? Like, let's. Okay, when we talk about tactics, I want to talk mostly about coaches. Actually, because I wish we talked about that last time. Okay, you know what? Whatever. We'll just talk about it right now. Okay, bringing up the thing about players needing the ball, or needing like players. There's a thing with players that like to dribble, or just like need the ball at their feet for like no matter what, it's like always an extended amount of time. And I was watching Manchester United lose to Sheffield United. And aside from like Man U is just so bad, and I don't know why, they just literally should just like run Cavani ragged out there. Like, just please put him.
They should just run like a 4-5-1, and just let him just run him up. And I want him playing fullback like he did on PSG to coming back up to the top.
Like they look so much better whenever he's out there. But it was interesting watching because like what's his name? Martial, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, all these guys, when they get the ball, like they gotta keep it there. And it's like I mean, especially for me, there's a thing I kind of don't like that because I feel like because they have to like let the ball be there, they miss so many like one-touch opportunities, or they just like miss open players because they just like love to like have the ball, and it bothers the shit out of me. And honestly, it bothers everybody, even if they don't know it, because everybody knows the ball moves faster than players. So like everybody knows that. But I feel like going back to Chelsea and having all these players that are the same, yeah, you have too many players that want the ball at their feet. You have too many.
I agree with that. It just doesn't seem to. It seems it's either like I think instead of having a coaching change, which I mean, I don't know how it's like with Lampard. I don't know him as a coach. I get kind of iffy about some of these player coaches. I'm like, I don't know, like, you know, like how much better was Conte than not Conte? How much better was like Pirlo than the previous coach? Like, I don't really know, dude. I don't really know.
We're gonna get into this coach thing because I got some good stuff about that.
So in retrospect, it's like that's great, but it sounds like you need a player management overhaul to me. If you have a bunch of signings that are kind of goofy, then I think you need to revisit who's handling the player acquisitions, who's the athletic director, who's the general manager. I don't think that we have that out there. So that's who I think you really need to see it change up at Chelsea, because it's not like you did it. It's not like you didn't have the money to acquire. You acquired a pretty good talent. You paid a good penny. You paid out some money. You just acquired the wrong talent. Like it was the wrong investments you spent.
Yeah, absolutely.
like for example, like why would you get why would you have Mason Mount, Hudson Odoi, Pulisic, you have like 5 dudes. All you need is 3, maybe 4 for rotational. There should be 3 up there, and then maybe Hudson Odoi and Pulisic rotating in and out of the bench or not. Like that should be the rotation players. And I don't want to ever see Zayt come off the field, and I don't want to ever see Havertz come off the field. They better be running hard out there all the time. The other guys are rotational players, or you can super sub among that. That's fine. When you have 5 dudes and you have Kovacic back there and you have Conte, he's a baller, it's too much. It's too much.
And to Lampard's credit, I'll say this. Chelsea finished top of their group in Champions League. They didn't lose a match. They went 1-4, drew 2 matches. Their group wasn't that hard. It was just Sevilla was the other good team, and then it was like Krasnodar and Rennes. But like,
what?
I feel like there's got to be a little bit more transparency when it comes to coaches getting fired in like the middle of the season and stuff like that. Like, not that I feel like the teams owe us something as the media, but it sucks to be speculating on something like that. I'd rather know, like, yeah, like he just didn't have a great relationship with some of the players, or like, because it's not tactics. Dude, stop it, dude, stop it. You know how I know? Because if it was tactics, who was the person at the organization saying to the coach, hey, you need to change the tactics? Why don't you make that guy the coach then? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that, if it really was tactics, I mean, look, how bad was Lampard? I mean, how bad was he? He brought Derby County to what was it, like a promotion spot? I mean, I don't know about you. I don't have a long history of remembering Derby County coaches, and I know that the second division of England is extremely competitive. So I think that's something in itself. He brought that with a team, and also with like an expired Rooney coming to play over there for a little bit too. It was weird, and they still did that. So they did their thing. They went. I don't know. I don't remember if I think they did advance, but then they got relegated again. I don't really remember. It was like a while back. Regardless, he did that, and that's a dope way of entering at the position because he kind of got to prove himself a little bit. Other players, like other player coaches, like that, they didn't really have a chance to prove themselves. They just were like in Castilla, which is like 3rd division. Then they came up to Real Madrid. A 2nd division England is a lot harder. It's extremely intense. It's comparable to a lot of 1st divisions. So that was big ups to him. I don't really know if that was the move. I think it was weird because it was like the first fire I ever seen. I was like, oh, really? That. Yes, I know Chelsea's not doing great, like for sure. But it was one of those. I was like, damn, you're not gonna. You got the banner up there that says "till forever" and all that with Lampard. I'm like, damn, you just gonna? Is that how it goes? It's just the one time it starts going kind of bad in the Prem, you just out. I don't know. Maybe it makes me feel like that was too fast for me. So it feels like something in the back. Like maybe he was like over it. Maybe he was mad about these signings, and they were like, "Look, if you don't like it, you can go." He's like, "Well, yeah, I'm not going, but you're going to fire me. I'm collecting these benefits." And he dipped.
Well, that's the thing. It's like
we don't have transparency. We don't know what happened afterwards.
Yeah. It's annoying. It's like, dude, just say. Like, it's not a big deal.
There's no real press conference. No one's held accountable, and it sucks because it's like a lot of people have invested time and money into this club. I think that fans owe a little bit of transparency when it comes to a position change, managerial change. So not just like, oh, we want to go in another direction. Like, no, dog, come on now. You actually did do pretty good in your group. Like, come on now, in Champions League, you did something there. And also it was like COVID, so like everybody's kind of getting like mini alibis right now. Like, what's going on here? You could have like at least told me like, oh, it was due to finances because of COVID. But all right, well, I guess Lampard's expensive. You can't really loan out your coach. I get it.
I mean, they're on 30 points. They're 5 points off of 4th place.
Oh my God! Wait a minute.
20.
Really? He got fired off of that?
I mean, but they are in 8th place.
Yeah, but it's like a 18-way tie in that middle.
Not exactly, because Tottenham and Everton are 3 points ahead of them, and they both have 2 games in hand.
How do you pronounce that team that Tottenham just lost to?
Wycombe Wanderers.
Okay, I called them Wycombe, but my bad.
It might be Wickham. Who knows? But anyway, what you said lost to?
I mean, tied, right?
They beat. But anyway, well, whatever. Good luck to Tuchel and Lampard. Lampard will probably be coaching Man U next season.
You had the best tweet though. The man only knows how to fail upwards.
Tuchel, oh god,
Tuchel does know how to. Tuchel know how to fall into a position, right? He knows how to get. He's the kind of person you trip and then he just lands on a $50 bill, like, oh, nice.
This dude went from Mainz 05 to BBB
05
to PSG.
Just to be clear, it's 05 we're talking about here.
To PSG, then to Chelsea. Like what?
God is good.
Like what?
He definitely got that Chelsea job. It's like bumping life is good by Future. He was like, you know what I mean? Like
just the part where Future's talking.
Yeah, just that beginning intro. He just kept repeating that sentence. That's like his ringtone when he gets calls now.
Unbelievable. Anyway, okay, Caesar, let's continue this tactics talk. This week, well, we were going to do this all last week, but we cut it in half, kind of. And this week, we're going to mostly talk about coaches because obviously the tactics talk. I can hardly even remember what we talked about last time. Let me actually look. The tactics talk is. Oh, that was on my email. The tactics talk revolves mostly around coaches, and we did talk about that somewhat last time. Like, what would the coaches be telling players during film review? Do they even have film review? We both don't think they really do. But here's the question, and it's funny because I actually wrote these questions before Lampard was fired. And it was funny because I was like, damn, like literally I looked to see like, oh, Man U's playing Sheffield United today. I was like, if Sheffield United beat Man U, they might fire Ole too. But, so here's my first question. Do you think, okay, I wanna make sure I frame this right. Okay, do you think that coaches are overpaid?
In soccer?
Yes.
I don't think so. Because
Simeone gets like $40 million a year or something like that. He's the highest paid coach.
Okay, if he's getting $40 million, it's beyond stupid.
Like
okay, $40 million still, but if coaches were getting like even $10 million, I wouldn't be all the way upset, or 15, because I think it is a little different. Like what they don't have to do tactically compared to like football or whatever in America. I think they have to make up with sometimes having to know more languages, understanding like different backgrounds. I think that's kind of like more important too. I don't know. I think that they are, if they're making $40 million, that's bonkers. No, like you should. There's no damn coach making $40 million unless he has like the most ridiculous amount of trophies I've ever seen in my life. He's got to be like, you got to be like a Phil Jackson like X game mode status to like get that much money.
Okay, Caesar.
Dude got like 2 cups in his whole life.
I'm gonna exclude the dudes that coach in China.
Okay. Oh, they make buku money there.
No, I'm just because they're not like whatever. We'll stick to
I was excited to find out some. So was it the former Brazilian coach? Is he out there making $80 million or something like that? I bet he is.
Ole, Manchester United, he's making $8.3 million a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't he like an interim kind of?
Tuchel at PSG, he was getting $8.5 million a year. Caesar, Brendan Rodgers, Leicester City, $9 million a year.
Wait a minute, Brendan Rodgers?
Yes.
What has Brendan Rodgers done? Win at Celtic?
Ancelotti, Everton, $12 million.
I'm down. I love Ancelotti.
Zidane, $23 million.
Okay. There should be no one getting. Okay, that's a top. No one more than him, please.
Mourinho, 23. Jurgen Klopp, 24.
No. Now I'm getting angry. Stop it.
Pep, 27.
Yeah.
Conte, 30.
For what?
And Simeone, $40 million a year.
For what?
$40 million.
For what? Simeone getting 40 for what?
Caesar.
For what? For the suits?
Caesar, I'm gonna go down this list again. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Okay, number one, Simeone, no pressure. Antonio Conte, actually, with Inter Milan, not much pressure. They haven't won shit in a while.
Yes, that's pressure. I mean, he can get fired.
Yeah, he can get,
It's not a perma job. He can get fired.
No,
He can get fired. There's no pressure if you're not going to get fired.
Okay, but see, I'm saying he can get fired, of course, because it's Italy. But there's no pressure for Inter Milan to win trophies. They haven't won shit in a long time.
I know, but I think that, this is like their biggest spending year, like in like the last 10 years.
But Caesar,
so there's pressure there.
Caesar, there's pressure, obviously, just normal pressure. But is there pressure to win trophies? No. Inter Milan ain't won nothing in a long time. They've been in Europa League and shit. They're not even. They're out of Champions League this year.
Yeah, and they lost Coppa Italia.
No, they beat Milan.
Oh, then they're still getting a little cup.
Pep has pressure at Man City. Jurgen Klopp has pressure at Liverpool. Mm-hmm. Mourinho, Tottenham, no pressure. Zidane has pressure at Real Madrid. Ancelotti, no pressure, but 12 million, whatever. I mean, Ancelotti's a legacy.
Come on, dog. He deserved that.
Yeah. I'm saying that to say this. Do you think more teams, especially, obviously, all the teams took a financial hit, and we saw the hiring of players who are not that far removed from the game. We saw Lampard, obviously, Pirlo, Zidane, Ole. Ole's, I don't know how old Ole is. He looks old as hell, but it seems like maybe he's in his 40s.
No, he played like a few years ago.
Yeah, he didn't play that long ago. Even Thierry Henry had his one season at Monaco. If he'd done better, he would have been there longer, but it imploded.
He just wanted to beat everybody up. Okay.
Do you think that more teams are going to go the way of signing younger, less experienced managers than paying, 10 million?
Because actually, one of the big issues is that those coaches, I think the list you gave us, I think they're like winners of like all trophies, basically, like 80% of trophies in like all those leagues in like the last like 10 years. Like, all those guys have won recently. Zidane's won a bunch of things recently. Man City's won a bunch recently. Klopp has a bunch recently. So if you have like those same core at the top kind of winning those trophies, it's not like you can grab from this massive pool of coaches that have won a bunch, because there's not a ton of disparity. Like, those are like the same kind of that team list is the teams that kind of usually always win. Like, they win in a lot. They're like repeating. The only team that kind of gets, I guess, weird numbers is like Barcelona, because their coaching corral kind of changes a lot and they win different stuff every year. And I guess a coach goes home and gets fired with the trophy in his hand. So that's different. But I think that like you might as well go with young, because if you're not going to drop 20 mil on grabbing like what the cheapest best option of that group is Ancelotti. Like, I guess like, cause I'm not getting my bank for my buck for Tuchel. I'm not getting bank buck for I forgot who else he named, but like Ancelotti, like sitting at 12, like he's good with players. He's experienced. Like he's also like, he'd be a good transition for getting someone younger after him too. Like that's a whole great setup. And it sets a good message for the public. Like, hey, we have Ancelotti. Like, oh, hey, yeah, I like him. He's cool, man. He didn't pick somebody off.
It looks like, if you get somebody like Ancelotti, it looks like, like they have ambition.
Yeah, you're trying to get it cracking, because we're all like, oh, Everton's trying to get it cracking. That's what everybody literally said. They're trying to get it cracking. So, yeah, I mean, I also kind of think it is better to go younger. I think it's better to give opportunities to some of these players. I think me and you could easily make a list of players that we think right now could transition into the coaching game pretty easily. We could probably come up with 5 each different players. Like, so I don't think it's too hard. I think it's not very demanding. So yeah, I think a lot of teams will go with that, especially I want to see how long it takes for some of these clubs to recover from all this, because before on We Made It podcast, you brought up the teams that were in debt already. With packed stadiums, some of these teams were in big debt already. I can only freaking imagine how bad it is if teams are asking players to take pay cuts back-to-back seasons. That's how you know it's really rough out here.
Also, let me see how old he is. Okay, Jurgen Klopp is 53. These managers are only getting older, and the players are getting younger.
They are.
The gap is like somebody like Jurgen Klopp or these guys don't know about like TikTok and stuff and going live on the gram and all that. Like there's going to be such a big margin of like cultural connection between like Mourinho and like somebody who's like 17. Like, like imagine like if it's Neymar coming out right now, and then like him and Mourinho it's like such a big gulf. Like,
yeah,
you got to start getting younger managers to be able to relate to these players and be able to like inspire the players, be able to advise the players so they don't just look at, oh, you're just some old dude, like you don't know. And it's cheaper.
and like a players, and if it's like a club legend, it's just an easier transition. Like it's an easier way to gain respect from younger players, gain respect from older players who like used to play with them. I mean, we're talking about, when Real Madrid, Sergio Ramos, some of the guys played with Zidane before. Like some of them have met him before, been around the club for a while, but they've been there around the time. So it's like, it's easy to transition for players like that. And for young players, a lot of them admire those players, admire those coaches. A lot of them look up to people like Lampard. They look up to these coaches. So I think it's like, even with Henry and Monaco, like PSG was for sure the move for optimal success for Henry and for PSG. But I'm not even mad at Monaco. I'm not like all the way mad at it. Like, what's the high risk? What's the real risk? Like, first of all, you already get popularity, you get attention to media, you get all this stuff. Players are going to get excited. The worst that could happen is he doesn't turn out well. And it's like, well, whatever. I spent like $3 million, dude. It's all good. I could have spent $16 million on getting what's his name back, and it wouldn't have worked out anyways, because when he came back, they kind of flamed out still. So it's like, it's a smart move. It's not a bad move if you have a former captain or like a club legend that to come back. I think and it gives them opportunities too. It gives them that Class A license, and then we get to see them grow and try again. Granted, it's whacked out on a reason not coaching in MLS, but it was cool to like see him at like a different like on club and then see him there. Like, it would have been cool to keep seeing these transitions happen. So, I like seeing it. I think clubs are going to keep doing it too. It seems like beneficial on both sides.
And also it's a good idea, like the way that Real Madrid did it. Like, have this guy. I mean, obviously you got to be smart and have the attitude to be a coach and like have the mentality. Put him in your youth system. Let him do it there. And then when it's an opportunity to coach the first team, he also knows the good young players.
Yes, that's a fantastic point. That's a great point.
Like, we've seen Zidane bring up Lucas Vasquez and like Asensio.
Borja, all these guys that he used to coach on his
Odriozola ended up going to Bayern.
You know what's a funny one? People don't talk about that much. I remember he didn't like having Odegaard on the Castilla team. Odegaard was getting loaned out a lot because Odegaard comes Real Madrid team. He's trying to give him chances, getting loaned out again. There's been rumors he's never been a big fan of him because on the Castilla team, he never wanted to keep him. He always wanted to send him away. So he comes to the senior team. It's like, I haven't seen much. I'm not liking it either. I want to send him away again. So you get to see how this coach has had experience with these players a long time. People talk all they want, but he's been around those players longer than a lot of us have been covering them. Like, he's been there since they were young, watching them grow up. It's just a win-win, especially when they're in your academy system.
Yeah, you see their attitude and like you see the intangibles for different young players. Mm-hmm. So like, yeah, like obviously Frank Lampard was coaching Derby County. He's not going to go and coach the Chelsea youth team after that. Like, no. But it would have been dope if he came from like, I mean, he brought up a lot of the Chelsea youth for whatever reason. I do think sometimes coaches do that to like leverage against like older players. But it would have been dope to see Frank Lampard there with the Chelsea youth team, really getting to see Hudson-Odoi and Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount and some of these other guys. Apparently, they don't have any defenders in their youth academy, but
yeah, and they got rid of one of my favorite players. That Tonamori dude, and they got rid of him. He was a baller. He's at Milan now.
I'm mad that that's his name and he plays for England, but whatever.
Yeah, he's French too. I'm like, what'd you sell out for?
I was about to use your term.
I mean, barely, right?
But that, like, I think we're gonna start to see a like more of that happening, and it makes more sense. Mm-hmm. You don't gotta go out and spend, this crazy amount of money doing some long ass contract. There's still so many coaches that are still getting paid off their contracts. They've been free agents for 2 years. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to be doing that. You want to like, I mean, really, do the coaches deserve more than the players really? Like, I don't really think so.
No, I
Like, do
mean,
they deserve more security than the players? I don't really think so. Like, so, you know, just, I don't say like treat them like the players, but like, because I think the players should be treated better too. But like, yeah, you know, the system is broken when literally Diego Simeone is the highest paid coach and he has no pressure. He doesn't have to win anything.
it's kind of annoying because people always act like in Spain there's no other options. They're like, oh, like, well, who else are gonna go with? Simeone's gone. I'm like, first of all, they could go young, or they could go Luis Enrique. He's a baller too. Like that was a good coach. Well, I mean,
Won a treble.
I thought he was a good
Treble.
coach. He won a treble. I'm like, I don't know why you guys hate him. I thought he's pretty good. Literally, the rift happened between he had a disagreement between the players. Happens all the time, especially you have a Messi on your team, and we're kind of learning that guy's kind of a nuke against coaches. There's been a lot of coaches since Pep, buddy. We're talking a lot.
Yeah. So and honestly, I mean, I guess I don't really know this exactly, but how far off was Pep from Barcelona when he started coaching Barcelona?
Oh, he was very young. He was like just starting too, yeah.
Yeah, he was in his 30s for sure.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was young.
And he might have started coaching Barcelona. I kind of want to look. He might have started coaching. Let's see how long it was when he stopped playing.
On it.
Who's gonna win though?
Stupid.
Okay,
he managed Barcelona's B team first, just like Zidane did. Then came up and coached Barcelona's first team in 2008. So he did just like Zidane. He did a year with the B team and then came up.
He stopped playing in 2006. That was his last year as a professional. Started coaching Barcelona 2007. Barcelona B, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but did the way you said, that youth way.
Did 1 year with the youth. I'm sure, there were some things. Somebody got fired or, and then they said, hey, let's just get Pep. He knows everybody. He gets it. And they said, let's get it cracking. Those Dorados. Those. Damn, you know that Pep went to play in Mexico. You know that.
I did not know he played. Yeah.
He ain't got that bag. That shit was illegal.
Damn, what a goon.
He went and got that bag illegal bag.
I don't know why you snitch him.
Sorry, bro. I got to talk to the damn ATF. Yeah, I mean, like, and to be fair, there are some. Obviously, there's a million teams, so we don't know.
Yeah, he replaced that Dutch dude, Frank Rijkaard or something. Rijkaard. I can't pronounce his name.
Rijkaard or something.
Rijkaard. Yeah, I can't pronounce it, but yeah, the dude with the curls. He took over after him. Like when Barcelona fired him, he took over that spot on the Barcelona A team. I remember that. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, there's probably other teams that are doing this. Obviously, there's a million teams. It's hard to keep track. But I feel like a lot of the bigger clubs should, like, really look at that blueprint. Like, let's get, some midfielder who was good, see the field, get them in our youth system, get them coaching, get them understanding how this works. They're not so far removed from having managers themselves. Then get them in there. Mm-hmm. Now, going back to the tactics talk, I'm going to ask you a question on the spot. Tell me some coaches that off the top that you can name have visible tactics.
I mean, I think the easiest one is always to talk about like Pep. I think that he actually implements something when he brings a team.
Very obvious tactics there. It's like you can tell.
I feel like Conte does too.
I
feel like he kind of does because at least when you see a Conte game, they're doing like a team makeup that no other team really does.
Not giving you that one. Nope.
Okay, this is a random on the spot question, by the way.
It's not a random question, but it's on the spot. I mean, okay, but but you know what? If the tactics is such a big thing, it would be a lot easier.
Yo, yeah, this is a hard list to think of. I don't even know.
Klopp tactics. What are you talking about?
Yeah, pressing is not tactics. Counterattack isn't tactics. That stuff isn't tactics right there. Nice try. The only reason I say Pep is because like he has like a system of which how the ball moves and players need to be. That's tactics. Like
It's obvious tactics. It's like, okay, yeah, I can tell. Like, I'm sure
you had
you
to actually coach this into a team. Makes sense. You didn't just say we're gonna just do give and goes on counterattacks. That's not tactics, my guy. Like this is what we've been doing since birth. Okay.
Okay, let me just, I'm going to just say this right now because it makes me so mad and it's somewhat off topic.
Okay.
Oh, but I do have one other coach that I feel like had tactics. But now I'm kind of thinking about it, and I'm going to take it back probably, but I'll say after this. Dog, I'll be watching Barcelona. They literally do the same give and go move with like Messi and Jordi Alba. I get so mad that the defender never goes with him. I'm like, what are you doing?
12 years of this.
Like, dog, Messi gets the ball. Jordi Alba will give Messi the ball. The defender that was on Jordi Alba stops and looks at Messi. Literally, there's a dude already like there with Messi. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, why don't you just follow him, dude? Just follow him.
It's the worst. I've been watching Barcelona games during work this week. I'm like, I hate watching these teams play against them. I hate it so much. I hate it. It feels like it's like the minute they play against them, everybody just forgets what the sport is. It's like, oh, we forgot how to play.
Caesar,
it's just be weird.
It's just more evidence that there's no film review. There's more evidence because I'm like, dog, any sport like basketball, yo, look, they be doing this pick and roll like this all the time. So as soon as they do that, I need you to just drop back. As soon as you see a dude coming to pick you, just drop off of him. Don't run into the pick. And then okay. Soccer, okay, yeah, look, they do this move every single time. Messi's gonna receive the ball from Jordi Alba, and then Jordi Alba's gonna keep running the same direction. How come that shit work? I've literally never seen that defender just like head the ball out. Because there's always some little teardrop ball. Like, you just keep going with it, you'll just head the ball out.
It's borderline abusive at this point.
There's no film review. Do they realize what they're subjecting me to?
They're torturing you. You're like, how did you switched over to this sport and that's how they treat you?
I'm a sporting intellectual. I cannot see the same shit play work every single time.
It is pretty garbage. I mean, it's already annoying having to deal with defensive positioning, let alone a damn how these counterattacks are going.
Like literally just the same thing every single time. Okay, I got this other guy that I kind of feel like had visible tactics, but you might not give it to me though, and I will accept it if you don't. He hasn't coached in a while, and I'm basing this off of back when they were getting it cracking. You know, he had a little stint not that long ago where it didn't really go that well. It wasn't his fault; they're bad players. Leonardo Jardim. No, okay, because they were doing a lot of counterattacking too.
They were. I wouldn't say that. Like, I want to give it to him because I liked him, but not really. It was just like it was almost like the players just played better under him. I don't think there was like Monaco just looked like a whole new club. It wasn't even like that because it was like it almost like they just started playing bad when he wasn't there. It wasn't like they were like, oh, look at these plays they're running. Whoa, look at this move. Whoa, like nah.
I think there were some. I think that there were some matches for sure where, like, I'll never forget this match. It was like Monaco versus Arsenal, and it was in Champions League. Where they just like parked the bus and played counter. But I'm not gonna give that like the tactics, because that's just like something you can just like, hey, let's just do this. It's not like, oh my god, you don't need a chalkboard.
No, I'll give him credit. I thought he was really good at like in-game player management. I thought he was good at like subs. I thought he was good at integrating young talent with veteran talent. I thought he did a good job meshing them. Like, we remember those games watching Mbappe play. We remember seeing like Falcao play with these young guys and just how the mix of that core worked. I thought they were great. I thought that he made even players like Bakayoko look pretty decent. So I will give him love for that. Like, I mean, that takes talent. That takes skill, because he's a perennial award winner of when I had to track him. That was rough, dog. Oh my God. Thank God he's playing Turkey now. Jesus.
He's in Napoli.
I thought I saw him in Turkey, unless it's his twin brother. I was
First of all,
watching
Caesar,
some team named Italianaspor or some of that.
nah, dog. I think he's on that play right now.
He ain't getting no burn.
No, he's playing, dog.
That, they're making. That's why they're not doing good.
Oh, stop it. No, he's been playing for now. He's played 15 matches. He's played 20 matches a total. No, he's been doing his thing.
Oh. Well,
This
whatever.
this
Last time I watched him, Jesus Christ. Oh
this
my
fool
God.
got this fool got one season at Chelsea.
He plays like he plays like he has a size 17 shoe. It's so weird. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
He's still on the books at Chelsea.
You know how to move a ball right?
He's still on the books at Chelsea.
I mean,
okay.
Chelsea has the largest loan list in world history.
Literally. Yeah, like there's definitely going to be a shift when it comes to coaching. I feel that coming up soon. If any team was smart out there, they would just let us share the coach's salary and us be the coaches. It would make total sense. I'm brilliant when it comes to football. It's a breeze for me. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna be like, look, we're gonna play on a regulation size field. We're gonna play 11 on 11. The thing that I hate them. This is the tactic that I would say to do. When somebody has the ball, let's try to like. I feel like we've talked about this before. Like I feel like back when Martez was on the show, the fastest way to the goal is a straight line. Let's try our best to get the ball going through the middle of the pitch. I don't really want us to be going sideways if we don't have to. But if someone has the ball and they're not like basically on the 18, like the 20 yards in front of the goal, there's always got to be somebody on his face for him to pass the ball to. I hate when I see somebody have the ball and there's this big ass gap of nobody in front of him. Like there's somebody way to the side, somebody behind him, somebody close to him right here, but there's nobody for him to turn around in the direction of the goal that's in front of him. There's be such big gaps all the time. I wish we could have a game up and I could just see like it happens every time. Get somebody on his face to pass the ball to.
You want a teleprompter so you get the marker and do all that.
Yeah.
You want to go hard like John Madden. I know. I get it.
You gotta have somebody to pass the ball to you on your face, going to the direction of the goal. It's not difficult.
Yeah, it just eliminates time wasted on both sides. Like for the person with the ball and the person running, getting the ball. Like if you look up on the first person you see, give me that. You can just give me the rock. You'll see I'm hitting that lane. Let's go. Like
the field is so big. It ain't like basketball. Like okay, and let me just not say basketball.
Yeah, relax.
Okay. The beauty of football, if you put somebody on my face and I give you the ball, I can make a run either direction off of this defender to get the 1-2 because there's so much space. But you got to have somebody on your face. I feel like the one team that you see that the most is Man City. Pep don't like to have big ass gaps, but what ends up happening is they do so much dribbling around, and do so much passing around that they get to the 18-yard box and they're just passing the ball around, and that's just a really annoying.
Yeah, and it's like they can't seem to get that balance down between like a north-south striker to help that. Like I think Gabriel Jesus sometimes is like that, but then sometimes he isn't. It's like he's been coached to like be a little different than that, and like his like north-south approach from prior was so much more beneficial in my opinion to like what they had going on. You know, it's like how well a Cavani would be on that kind of team because you know he has just one objective kind of out there, but he can also do these other things to make up for it. You know. But when you have a Jesus, like he wants to like also kind of be that dude too. And it takes lanes away. It doesn't create that space for everybody. And it gets awkward sometimes for Man City. And of course, it's going to happen at what time? Pressure situations, big games, That's when it's happening. Not against Wycombe or Wyoming, whatever the hell they're playing, but it's when they're playing the big matches, the quarterfinals, the semifinal matches, and Champions League stuff like that.
Because what a team is going to do is they're going to let you bring the ball up to there, then they're going to sit.
Yeah, they're just going to be like, we're going to sit back. You can run around all you want. We're literally going to keep 4 people in this box, and then we're going to drop back midfielders, and they're going to pester your passing. So it's really up to you what you want to do.
I remember there was, I want to say it was against Leicester City, the last time they won the league. And because they won it 2 years in a row, not the year where they got like 100 million points, but the year after that where it like went down to the end, like Liverpool had a chance.
Yeah.
And I remember they're playing Leicester, and it was just like that. They're passing the ball around, never getting shots. It was so annoying, and it was getting down to the end. I want to say it was a 1-0 match or like a 2-1 or something like that. The goal they got was Vincent Kompany shot the ball from way back there. He just had the ball, and he was like, I'm gonna shoot
these fools ain't gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it.
He shot it from he shot a 3-pointer from way back, and it went in.
6-pointer.
Yeah. So it was like there's got to be a balance. Like,
and then that's why I think especially us, I think we really appreciate a player like that, like those kind of players that would be like, they're gonna get that ball. They're not gonna play this pass run all day game. They're just gonna get that ball. They're gonna try to put that joint behind the net. And you need those kind of players on your team to have success. You need that guy. Like, you need that dude. Like, Real Madrid needs that guy. You know, they don't have that guy right now. They may have been Benzema, but I mean, like, that's what made them the best team in the world. They had multiple guys that could do that, you know? So it's levels to it.
And you know what? Like, even with Pep's tactics, like that tiki-taka, imagine if you had Messi, because you really need somebody with really, like, for real individual brilliance. Raheem Sterling has some of that, but not on Messi's level. Like, you have somebody like Messi who can, like, really draw in, like, hella defenders and then still get around.
He causes problems for defenders. They're so stupid. These defenders are so stupid that he causes, like, chaos.
Yeah, so when you have those tactics along with somebody like that, then it's unstoppable.
That team would be ridiculous.
But, like, Man City, where they have, like, those tactics and it works, but, like, because they don't have that player that's like so elite like that, it's stoppable at times.
Yeah.
And it's stoppable when you have I feel like when you have like a coach or even
if they had like a Neymar too, like just someone like that.
Or Neymar. Yeah.
Or Neymar. That kind of top 3 in the world one-on-one talent. Like, yeah, those guys fit amazing in a system like that. Like, that's why Barcelona was ridiculous, because like he had like his tactic with like that team, especially back then. Oh my God. Like, we didn't even think about how that bonkers that team was. I'm like, yeah, like guys like Iniesta, stuff like that. Like, your team was ridiculous. They're like Fabregas coming off the bench. I'm like, oh my God, they just had it made in the shade for him. Like that you, as a player, you probably loving it. You're like, this is the best, dude, honestly.
Can you imagine you have like, at least 8 players that they control the ball when they get a pass perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, every time they get the ball at their feet, there's no like pop-ups. There's no like, they just, every time they get the ball right there, and they're able.
They're gone.
Who was I watching? God, I was watching some team play. It had to be EPL. So many passes, like, the ball goes to the dude's feet, it pops up. I'm just like,
Who's that Tottenham game you're watching?
Maybe. I was just like, Jesus, man, I can't. Like,
that's how I felt watching the Milan game. I was like, can everybody just stop catching the ball with their shin, please? Can we start using our feet? Were you guys like trying to control with your shins? Because it's like, boom, boom, boom. Like, the only person with a great touch last time, you throw the ball anywhere, it's not that he's putting that baby down. And he actually had a goal like that. Like, one of his goals. It just came out of nowhere. He just put it down and just boomed it. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, honestly, can you just go? You can go anywhere. You can play any team right now because you're the only one really out here doing that still. All these other dudes be taking shin touches like they're Zardas. It's so annoying.
Like I don't want to spend all the time on this because we're talking about transfers, but that was the thing when I was watching Balotelli. Balotelli would annoy the shit out of me. He's like in some space, like he's walking in some space. It was annoying. But every time, and this was even when he was with Liverpool, when they were trashing him, every time any pass came to him, His shit could be at his shoulder, anywhere. He controlled it perfectly.
He did.
And I was like, yo, like, I know he ain't scoring goals, but I can't be the only one noticing this. These garbage passes he's getting from this Brendan Rodgers team or Richie or whoever was coaching them back then.
It's Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah. Yo,
9 million.
Every garbage pass he gets, he controls it perfectly and gets it off perfectly.
He always had that sweet touch. Even when he was at Marseille, I'm like, no, that's so nice. I'm like,
if you have it, and I'm sure that's something Pep Guardiola, being like a brilliant coach, works on his players. Look, you got to receive the passes perfectly. You can't be having them pop up on you all the time. That messes up the flow of everything all the time.
You see it even like current day Barcelona. Like sometimes you see like they're passing in the back, or even Real Madrid sometimes in the back. You're like, whoa, like, hey man, can we just like breathe a little bit here? Like, what happened? Let's just dial it back, and that's like good. But you see other teams like you're watching, like Tottenham. You're like, what is this? Is like it's like scary watching the ball dribble in the back. I'm like, oh god, like please stop this. Just shoot it. I don't care where you are. I'm so scared that you guys are gonna lose this ball right now.
This is the worst. Anyway,
that's why Tammy Abraham sucks. You give him the ball, the touch is 5 yards from him. It's like the most infuriating thing. I'm like, what is wrong? Why are you this way? You're garbage.
I used to watch, like when I would watch EPO, I used to just be like, yo, what do they do in practice? Because like every single time anybody I watch has like the worst touches ever. I'm like, what do they do in practice? And then I remember Bobo Vieri saying that too. He was like, in Italy, we used to do this. He's like, in England, they don't do anything in practice. Like, thank you.
You're like, I knew it. They don't be doing none of these practices. Vieri.
Okay, so let's talk about, by the way, anybody listening, you're never going to hear tactics talk on this level. Like, just send over the contract now. I'll let my lawyer see it. 80-20, me to Caesar. Let's talk about these transfers really quick. We'll start with the biggest one, Morgan Sasson from Marseille. I'm just joking.
What the F?
Okay, let's just talk about the ones that are not that big, and then we'll get into the big loan out. So your boy, one of your favorite players, Papu Gomez, to Sevilla from Atalanta, $5 million.
Holy crap, that's a brilliant signing. Jesus Christ. Papu Gomez is a freaking baller. He's ridiculous. Sevilla love getting themselves a small little baller, don't they? They love that. They love a little short baller.
Did you say young?
I mean, sorry, a short little baller. They love getting it. I know he's like 38, but they love a little sharp ball. No, Papu Gomez is a baller. No, I'm not even mad at that move. He's good. He's really good. Like I'm always happy with a team that gets a cam with good footwork and can boom it. He'll make it happen anytime.
Okay. Let's just go. Okay, I'm gonna say these four.
I'm down. Let's do it. Rapid fire. This is the rapid fire. I'm down.
And then we'll get to the one that matters.
I got a reaction for everybody. Go ahead.
Morgan Sasson, Aston Villa from Marseille, $16 million. It's good to get some money for Marseille.
Yeah, true. And I wish Marseille kept Balotelli, but go ahead.
Morgan Sasson's a baller though. William Jose from Real Sociedad to Wolverhampton on loan.
Another Portuguese speaker. Nice.
Yeah. He actually played today against Chelsea.
William Jose is so regular to me. He's just dead regular.
Oh, he's a dead regular.
He's a dead regular.
Your boy Milik to Marseille from Napoli.
I'm off the Milik train. I'm not a fan anymore. I'm done with him.
Yeah.
It's over. I'm done with the lefty mess going on there.
I love that I've gotten you to hate left-footed players.
Yeah, I've watched him play him like you're killing all the angles as a striker. You're annoying.
Oh, you're making me so happy.
Damn it, Sean.
And also the big move, your boy Odegaard to Arsenal on loan from Real Madrid.
I'm going to tell you right now, dog, that's cute and all, but you're not better than Ceballos, so good luck.
Yeah, and Ceballos ain't even all that good.
No, but honestly, the only reason he might do pretty good is because, like, maybe, like, he might feel comfortable there. I don't know what the deal is. The Premier League is pretty fast. It's intense. I don't know what style he thinks is going to play out there. And regardless of it, I'm not going to let this be a testament to his time at Real Madrid. I'm not going to let you do that to me. I'm not going to let you bait me into thinking that, oh, look at him ball at Arsenal. Look at him now. Ceballos couldn't do that at Real Madrid either, buddy. It's levels to this in life. Arsenal is not Real Madrid. You can go ball at Arsenal all you want, but I bet you come to Real Madrid is a whole nother story, okay? It's just levels to this game, dude. He might be an Arsenal legend after today. He might be a god there, but you couldn't make it here. It's okay. It's okay.
Caesar, I'm just gonna respond to the energy because I know what you're feeling because you're seeing all this stuff in the Real Madrid media, and there's a part of you. Let me tell you how you're feeling right now. There's a part of you.
Therapy. Go ahead. I'm down.
There's a part of you that has like seen Odegaard. You've talked your shit about him, which was valid, but you're like, damn. What if he balls out and then I kind of have egg on my face, kind of. But Caesar, let me tell you right now, that's not gonna happen. Arsenal last season or a couple seasons ago, they got another similar player to him. They brought him in. His name is Denis Suarez.
Oh, yeah.
Denis Suarez better than Odegaard.
Denis Suarez is a baller. I like him a lot.
Denis Suarez went there and did nothing and went right back to Real Sociedad. Odegaard is going to go to Arsenal and do nothing. Trust me. I've seen him play 3 times. It's enough. The way that he plays, it's not going to do anything for Arsenal.
I'll keep it real. Like, it's hard being a kind of a slow midfielder in Premier League, to be honest with you. It's kind of cool. And if you're going to be slow, you better be crafty. The last crafty guy they had was Ozil. It only worked for a little bit, but that's because it's Ozil. But he's craftier, a lot more craftier than Odegaard. Has a lot more talent in every other section to cover that lack of speed and stamina. So I like it, every time I think about what you said, and I was watching the 90 for 30 from an old game Real Madrid played, I was like, God damn, Odegaard is so tall and lanky. Like, what's wrong with you? Move. Does he ever? I'm like, can you run hard? Can you come off red face? Can you have like those the red? Like, remember Ronaldo run hard? You have like the red on his face. Can you be red faced, please?
Caesar,
why you look like you're chilling out there? Do you have sweat on your shirt?
Caesar, this is what I honestly think in my heart. I think that he just outgrew him. Like, he just grew too much.
They should have just said, F that. We're going to make Lacazette a cam, and we're just going to go with this. That's what they should have said at Arsenal. It's just said, freak Odegaard.
Like, I think that Odegaard just, like, he grew too much. Because I remember when he was
a totally different dude when he was a little dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they said him at 15, you're going to grow. At 15, I was like 5'11". I'm 6'5" now. You're going to grow.
I think he literally just got too tall. Like, yeah. And it might sound crazy to somebody, but like.
No, but it's actually, that's what happens when you're getting these players too young, though. You don't know what they're going to develop their bodies into. Also, another thing, I remember at that World Cup when he was like really tiny, or the Euros when he was like really short, little dude, and Real Madrid, he looked like a little skinny kid. When he came back from Sociedad, actually, I was watching him on Sociedad. I was like, damn, dog, he's like 6 feet. Like, he kind of got a long, if anything, he has like long limbs. And it's like, if you haven't developed a game to like everybody, if you haven't developed a game to substitute for that, then it's like, what are we doing here? Because that's not the player we got.
Caesar, I'm telling you, and they list him at 5'10", and I think they're lying. I think he's 6 feet.
He might be. He's definitely 5'11". Like, yeah, at least definitely 5'11".
At least 5'11".
That's pretty tall, though. That's a pretty tall midfielder.
That's tall for a soccer player.
Like, are you gonna be a De Jong or are you gonna be a Papu? Like, what are you doing here? You can't be both.
5'11" is tall for Like, honestly, soccer for the most part is a shorter person's game.
Mm-hmm. So like tall guys are like ridiculously good, or they're like very strong.
Yeah, or it's not so often you get that tall type of, but he's also like an attacking mid, and he doesn't really.
He's not an attack. I know he's listening to that, but I'm like, you're not no. That. Like, he should have made his game into like more of a cruise holding mid. That's what you should be, because you're not an attacking mid, dude.
Caesar, get your blonde ass, not you, but get your blonde ass back there and be Casemiro.
Yeah, no, for
you're
real.
The same height. Yeah. Not you, but you too.
I bet him and Sergio are almost damn near the same height. They gotta be. Sergio's like 6'1".
Caesar, I'm telling you,
they probably eye to eye, dog.
he grew, as John Mayer said, bigger than my body. Bigger than my body, yo. That's the title. Yeah, that's the title.
Bigger than my body, the title.
It was to do a picture of him.
That's a great title.
Like, he just grew too much, and it just doesn't work. And Caesar, do not be concerned. In your heart, I know you're feeling oh man, what if
these guys are annoying? That's why.
Caesar, see, you're like, oh, what if he goes out there and balls out? They keep saying, what if he goes?
So freaking mad.
Caesar, just I need you to do this for me. Take it out of your mind that he is going to go there and ball out, because
I absolutely will, because you know what my mindset is. even if he balls, it doesn't matter to me because I know what the real deal is.
No. Take out the even if.
That'd be really whack. Like Dennis Suarez was really good. There's no way he can ball there.
Caesar, you still have it in there. I need you to take it out. Take it out. I know what you're feeling, but I'm telling you, he is not going to go there and ball out. It is not going to happen. He's not going to ball out. Ball out? No. He may have a couple, that's cute, but he's not going to ball out. I watch Arsenal, and I've watched him enough. It's not going to happen. Arsenal's not even that good for a player like that to ball out. Nobody's balling at Arsenal right now.
They got a new coach now, too.
Yeah, Arteta's there.
No, I thought didn't they get rid of Arteta?
No, he's still there.
Oh.
Arsenal's trash. They're playing EPL ball. It's not going to happen. Do not even worry about it. But anyway, let's wrap it up. No UFC Ceez today. Unless you want to say something really fast.
Conor got slept because he's garbage.
Ooh, he said he wants to round 3. He said he wants.
And also, I don't know if Bam noticed that was Stanky Leg guy that he watched in the movie theater that won at the UFC. Remember we watched the UFC event? The guy with the stanky leg? He made it to the UFC now, and he's the one that knocked that dude out. That's Stanky Leg.
Caesar.
You didn't know that? That's Michael Chandler, Stanky Leg. That's your boy Stanky Leg from the Bellator event we watched.
Wait.
Remember when he kicked the dude and his leg started doing that?
No. Wait, Stanky Leg is the one that beat Conor?
No. He was fought right before him.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Okay, well, there's like the knockout of the night was the night right before that.
Oh, okay.
Right before that. He made it out of Bellator, and he signed over there, came in there, and just knocked this dude out hard. I was like, I wonder if Bam's going to know that Stanky Leg from the movie theater.
Caesar, I didn't even know there was other fight. I don't know.
I hate you. But, yeah, Michael Chandler was there. He was working the UFC now. He knocked this dude out from Bellator. So I guess Bellator's not that weak, are they? They got Bellator dudes knocking out UFC dudes? And, yeah, that was Dustin Poirier, not Doorman, okay? That was Dustin Poirier.
Doorman Dorchester.
Lafayette knocked out Conor McGregor. Conor looked slow. He looked old. And when I was watching the fight, my number one analysis was when he came out with that bald haircut, I'm like, damn, it's over for you. You're done for. You lose all the swag drip when you come out as like this Irish dude with a bald head. I'm like, you're not that guy no more. Like you're not like from the Grollo anymore. Like you've lived a great life. You're on a yacht. You've been cheating on your wife. You're having a good time, dog. You've been doing drugs, punching old people in bars. It's just like, look, and it's all on camera. So, look, it is what it is. But you cut your hair, it's done, dog. You took all the juice. The swag juice is gone.
Well, he wants to get the third match. I saw that. He wants to have another one with him.
Oh, well, look, man, he lost because he didn't know how to check a freaking kick. He was getting his shin kicked all day because he's been in a boxing academy. I'm like, why are you just boxing? Like, MMA is annoying. You got to know everything. The guy kicks me in the leg once. After that, I'm like, I can't get kicked in the leg. He just kept getting freaking kicked in the leg all day. I'm like, are you dumb? So at the second round, he like get kicked one time. You literally saw his leg die. He just kind of stood there a little bit. Like he just kind of like, no, it didn't go stanky. He just stood like he grabbed this dude's leg and he just kind of stood there. I'm like, dog, your leg is shot. You're done for. It's over. It didn't go crazy like this. Stop. It wasn't like a deer.
I don't ever want to see that clip again. I don't ever want to see that. I literally traumatized from that.
And you got to see that on the big screen. Bam, a OG Bellator watcher.
You feel me? Anyway, episode 187, Bigger Than My Body. Hallelujah. And thank you to Ceez for showing up eventually. Holla.